Yeah. Deep Thoughts.
All right, welcome to the Deep Thoughts podcast, episode 15. This is part 2 of our collab with the G.
This is the successor to 14, number 15.
Yeah,
and Tyler.
So we got the G. Would You Like to Know podcast, and plus Tyler.
They've returned for another podcast.
Look, we're still here.
Oh
and
my god.
Brady's back. A lot to say.
It's a whole week later. We've been waiting.
I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving.
We're still drinking, so if I say anything bad, do not hold it against me, because I'm not in a mental state to...
He's over there choking on cream pie again.
Goodness.
Oh,
Got him!
They will not understand that joke unless they listen to the last podcast.
True.
Alright, so this is part 2. We've been sitting in this room for hours, getting nice and warm and musky, just how I like it.
I would hope if you went through the last podcast to this far, though, you would have listened to the last one.
I mean, I would hope so.
Probably
Unless
true.
they're new listening, like, oh, let me just click on the most
Yeah.
recent one. It's like,
Yeah,
listen to a drunk
Oh, you're
conversation.
choking on cream. Let's talk! What is happening? What a great way to bring him in. But, yeah, so welcome to the podcast. We're having a good time here with my best friends. Yeah, so...
Yeah, fuck you, Kyle.
What should we start off first? I have, I guess I have one thing to say. We could talk about our favorite injuries, but, I remember one of my...
Favorite injuries. Man, I love getting hurt.
Joe Theismann, what a guy.
One of my favorite moments in I've known Mason for a very long time, since he's been friends with
I actually got one for this, too.
my good brother Brady, but
You're good, brother.
yeah, my good brother, not the best, but he's good.
Your second
nice.
favorite brother.
I compare Brady to Scotland, just nice.
Also, another thing you wouldn't know if you listened
Yeah.
to, if you haven't listened to episode 14, go back and listen to it.
So I remember
Also
Mason.
follow at Gonzaga Podcast on
Shut the
Twitter.
fuck
If you're
up.
listening to this one, don't fucking continue this one unless you've listened to the
This
first one.
is the last podcast with everybody on here again. They are never allowed back.
I
But,
thought I
let's
was
get
doing
this-
a nice job.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
get this
A
show on the
nice
road.
job.
So my topic to start off this episode was a time where Mason and Brady were in a soccer tournament, and I think Tyler was probably involved, but Mason got poked in
Yeah,
the
don't
eye, and he had a black eye that was swollen shut, and it was awesome.
When
Yeah,
was
that was
this?
in the Tri-Cities. We were playing against Angus.
Yeah.
Angus
Yeah,
Rainbow.
Angus wasn't the one who hit me, but yeah, I got
Fucking
elbowed in
Rainbow.
the face at 18.
Is that why you're currently wearing glasses?
Yes. You damaged my eyesight. I'm completely blind in one eye.
He has a glass eye in one of his eyes right now.
I remember
That's why I
one,
wear a monocle.
I remember one where it involves Mason, too, where I was helping Blake move.
Jesus
What
Christ.
did this happen?
Wow.
I was helping Blake move, like, in
Did
middle
Josh
school.
People on this show?
No, and then I was getting into a back of a truck, and then someone told Mason to go, so they went before I got in, so my knees were getting dragged. I was getting dragged by a truck.
Why didn't you let go?
I don't know, I was like, just hang on for dear life, even though I'm getting...
Got him!
Jeez.
Yeah, I scuffed up my knees pretty bad.
Scuffed up my legs.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
Oh, that's pretty
My
bad.
favorite injury
Oh,
was not even my own. It was when Brady broke his wrist.
And didn't get a foul call.
Just, okay, so I was Bounce Pecan high school soccer game. Junior, senior year of high school? Junior year.
I was a freshman.
Nice.
I was a junior.
Yay.
I was not on the team, so I was on the sideline watching us play Mead. And
Watching us?
Brady... Us? Yeah, I went to the school.
Tyler, yeah, go on.
And Brady came down on his wrist and snapped his wrist in half. And he was just standing there with his wrist all dangly. And then
Flopping
me and
around.
Brady and Brady and Blake's mom went to the hospital.
You had a
It
nice
was a fun
laugh.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I fed him cherry coke like a mama bird.
You spit it in his mouth. That's
He's
hot.
not getting gargled at first.
Wow.
So that was my
I was
favorite
like taking
injury.
care of Brady while Kim was just taking pictures.
So that's why that was your favorite injury. You got to feed Brady.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a good bonding
You
moment.
should make like ASMR videos of you two just spitting in each other's mouth.
This is why we have left the closet door open.
Yeah. Keep it nice
Okay.
and gang here. No homo.
No homo.
No homo. This is a no homo podcast. We support, but we are not a part of it.
Our motto is you do you.
Yeah.
You do you,
You do you, but don't do me with your dick.
It's Kareem Hunt and it's Tyler.
Yeah, let's just Kareem Hunt, Vince Wilfork, Jimmy Garoppolo, or Sam Darnold. So anybody else got their favorite injuries? I've already talked about mine.
Yeah. I mean, it was the only injury I've ever had, really. Because I never got hurt playing hockey. I never got hurt playing golf, shockingly. Never got hurt playing
That's a
baseball.
You're such a sporty guy.
I know, right?
Why
I know.
are you single?
I don't know.
You never got her playing golf? That's pretty surprising.
I know, right?
Honestly.
I know walking is so
You
hard.
didn't tear your rotator cuff?
Yeah, it's shocking. I made it out alive though, but I
So
was
much
actually
fun sarcasm. Get on with the chase.
I was at Splashdown.
Oh,
And you know,
The
and-
best injuries.
Oh yeah,
Got
watermark
injuries.
injuries. So good old 8th grade Chayce is pumped, you know, because it's the last couple days of school, and then he's off to the big wonderful world of high school.
He likes to show whacked out sports.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm all about it. So I'm all about the extreme sports, and so you know they had just put in the speedball, I think is what it's called. It's
Oh, the
yeah,
no,
fastball. We're
The
I
yellow
was like,
one.
whoa,
I know exactly what
this is
you're
a
talking
crazy
about.
water
I was
park.
gonna say,
Imagine if a fucking
Speedballs.
pitcher threw a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Like, look at the speedball. Look at that.
So I'm like super excited. It's one of those ones where you cross your legs and arms and I love roller coasters and I love all water slides and I just don't care. So I'm excited.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'm getting ready to go down it, and then I go down and I cross my legs and arms like a good small child is supposed to. But like when I hit the bottom and it like flattened out and it like where you just kind of slide for a while, like right when I hit
Just
like
skip on
the,
the water.
I what happened was I hit it so hard that my body like spun to the side. And so it was like kind of like moving like sideways down it, but they had a pole at the bottom, so my whole like left leg smashed into the pole when I was like right when I was going down, and so like I just kind of laid there for a second and I stared at the lifeguard and I was like, and he was like, oh fuck, and he came running over to me and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening right now. But I had fucked up my leg pretty bad, and it was like bruised from like up at like my hip all the way down to like my foot. And I couldn't wear shoes, and it was just like purple, like black, and it was like the gnarliest colors imaginable. But the worst part is like, so but the reason why these poles were at the bottom is they were like railings to like help you get out. Like a thing that was like, oh bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
It was a
Go
great
on.
thing to put in, for people. Like it was, but it just wasn't very well thought out. So I hit my leg on the right one. So they came down, they shut it down for a few minutes, and I was just chilling in the lifeguard chair, and they pulled out that one side, but then they left in the other side. So the next kid comes down, and he hits the same spot I did, but instead of spinning to the side, he just spun in fucking circles. And he gets up and he's like, "That was fucking awesome!" And so I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so stupid," or whatever. But so he runs off and he's excited. The next kid that comes down, though, when he hits like the bottom where it flattens out, instead of him like spinning to the side, he went up forward and he hit his forehead square on the pole. And I have never seen this happen before.
CTE.
Well, I was sitting there like staring at him and I was like, oh my god. And the lifeguard wasn't fucking paying attention because he's probably like 18 years old and he's like, oh, I just want to
He's here
get
for the
off and
babes.
go hang out. Yeah, he's just looking for the babes. And so anyway, so he's not paying attention or whatever, but this kid came up, hit his forehead, goes down, is just like, nothing's going on. Like he's, like there's no blood or anything. He hits the water, he comes right back up immediately, and blood was all over his face.
My God.
Completely, it literally was like he was wearing red face paint all over his face. And I literally looked at the lifeguard and I was like, I think he's hurt. And the lifeguard like looked over and he kind of like looked back and then he took like a double take and was like, holy shit. And then they called the paramedics and he was like in and out of consciousness for like the next like 30 minutes. And I was just kind of like awkwardly sitting in this lifeguard chair, like, and then I just kind of got up and like wobbled away and then
Jeez.
and then
You did a great job warning the fellow kids there. about
well,
the
what was I
balls.
supposed to do? It's not my fault.
Stop the ride! Stop the ride! That's what
What
you're supposed to
ride?
do.
It's a slide.
Safety violation.
Catch him in the pool.
So yeah, and then
Do that
I
ride.
turned out though that I ended up just like going home that day. I went and got some zips after because I was kind of hungry, you know.
What a great fact.
What did
to
you-
add
what did
to
you
this.
get
And
some zips?
I think I got a triple double. The triple, those are good. Those are really
More
good.
detail, please. Elaborate.
Run me in my
So it's like
tummy.
3 patties, but then it's got like a bunch of cheese on
That's
it
a lot
too.
of meat for a young 8th grader. Are you sure it's no homo?
Like he
Shane?
said, he's got all the meat he needs.
I'm all about the no homo lifestyle, Blake.
Yeah.
But it turns out
Fair.
though I actually could have lost my leg.
Whoa.
Because the swelling was so bad that it was constricting the blood vessels in my leg. So it was like I could have either lost my leg and they would have had to amputate, or I would have died, or nothing happened. And then nothing happened because I just didn't go to the doctor. So I'm alive.
And you got zips.
And I got zips out of it. So who's the real winner? Thanks, Mom, for getting me zips. Appreciate
I
it.
could just imagine you with just like a peg leg. That'd be pretty
It was
sick.
pretty gnarly.
Pirate with the knife
Yeah.
edge.
Yeah. I didn't get poked out.
Yeah, he's got the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arg. Amazing.
I-
So that was my
He
story.
just goes around
of my
the
injury.
festivals with Captain Morgan.
Yeah, so if you're going to Splashdown, don't go down the yellow slide.
The yellow slide.
The
I'm pretty sure
fastball.
Splashdown is... Splashdown or Splash Mountain?
Splash down.
Splashdown. I'm pretty sure they've been shut down. Cause no
Nope,
one's
they're
like,
still
fuck.
open.
Those are open.
Really?
Yep, I
No
found
one
that
goes to
out.
water parks anymore. It's kind
We
of
got
sad.
silver
I still go there every day. Every day over the summer.
I used to have a
season pass.
I used to have one there.
See all the young kiddies out there.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, Chayce, you're gonna talk about your stalker too.
Yeah.
Well, we got to talk about our injuries first.
Yeah. Any more fun injuries?
I already talked about
I
mine.
talk
on the
Talk about my
podcast.
injury.
Which one? The
Whatever.
table or
Whatever.
the soccer
Soccer
or
one. Okay, I'll talk about it. So
Okay.
I am now retired in indoor soccer because of this. So I used to play indoor
soccer.
soccer, and it was actually the night of the election, the night that Donald Trump became our president.
What? I know
Yeah.
you're playing indoor soccer. Then I would have texted you. Alright, go on.
Okay.
A little sauce right now.
Yeah, so we were playing an indoor soccer game, and our goalie, who will not be named, but it's Robert, he didn't show up because he's an asshole.
Shout out, Robert. I love you. Future
So-
brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So I had
those
to,
VT?
so I had to play goalie that night. I was playing goalie, and somebody was running up on goal, kind of a 50-50 ball. I went out to try and scoop it out from under him. And I don't know what happened. I stepped on my foot wrong. I don't know if he hit me or what exactly happened. But I really hurt my ankle. And so I was like, okay, that hurt a lot. Like, I need to come out of the game. So came out of the game, sitting on the bench. And Mo, shout out Mo, he's the manager of the indoor soccer center, comes over. And I'm like, man, I was sitting there for 10 minutes and it really still hurt a lot. He's like, do you need me to call 911? And I'm like, no, I don't need you to call 911. I'm not that fucking much of a bitch.
With tears coming right
Yeah,
down your
well, no,
face.
and so he's like, well, do you need any, Advil or anything?
I think
I'm
I need
like,
melt him out.
Yeah, so he brought me some ibuprofen, and I'm like, man, there was, and when I got hurt, there's still, an entire half left of the game, and I'm just sitting on the bench, wow, this really hurts. And I'm like, yeah, I should probably, I think I might have broke my ankle. So I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, can you take me to the hospital? And she's like, what? I was like, I may have broken my ankle. And she's like, go home, sleep on it.
Oh my
if it
gosh.
still hurts in the morning, then we'll go to the hospital.
Mason, we do not have the health insurance for this, so why are you calling me?
No,
Shut
so,
the fuck up. Go
okay.
home.
that's what I'm saying. I kept calling it pussy the whole time.
luckily,
Walk it off.
Which luckily at the time, so Tyler and I lived together at the time. We lived together back then too,
And still,
and still live together now.
Fun.
But
Brady.
I drove. Yeah, Brady lives with us too. Hey,
Get on with it.
but so I drove Tyler to that game. So, and it was my right ankle, so I can't drive my car because I can't press the pedals.
Oh, come on. You can figure it out.
Well, or I could just give my
Use your hands.
Yeah, use
I
your
drove with
hand.
my left foot before.
Tyler,
so I don't know.
no,
So-
this is how it is. You have to lean down with. You won't be looking at the road. You'll just be pressing the pedals.
It's only a 30-minute drive.
Your legs wrapped around Tyler's neck while Tyler steers, and you're just pressing the pedals.
So I'm just
with
like,
your
you
hand.
have to
Cruise control, don't you?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
basically 69ing each
It's
other
like a
while driving.
69
Yes.
driving.
Okay.
But
Why
so
do
And what you
Tyler,
do is you have
No
cruise
homo.
control. You just set it at 0, and then you just put the accelerate button until you get to 60.
Yeah, that's true.
but
And
so
then you
Other
Tyler,
way you have to slow down. Just
No, do your brake. He has your left
Alright.
foot.
All right, let's get on with Mason. Shut up.
Continue.
This is about-
Tyler
this is about
drove us
him.
home. Tyler drove us home that night, and I'm laying in my bed. I'm like, wow, my ankle still really fucking hurts. But went to sleep, woke up the next morning. I'm looking at my ankle, and it's twice the size it normally is, just solid black. And I'm like, okay, let's try and walk on it. And I try and walk on it. I'm like, nope, that's not happening.
I feel like this is like Josh in the episode of Drake and Josh, where he gets the weight slammed on his leg with a potato.
Oh,
yeah.
Because he's lifting weights, and then Drake shoots a potato launcher at him, and then he drops the weight on his foot, and then he refuses to tell his parents. That's a good one. All right, go, Mason.
And so I'm like, okay, I need to go into go to the hospital or something. So I call my mom again. She's like, Eastern has an urgent care, don't they? And I'm like, yeah. So I just went to the Cheney urgent care,
Fucking
and
dumbasses.
yeah, they're idiots. But so
Shout out to them.
so I had to, walk out of my apartment, and where I had parked my car that day was probably I don't know, 100 yards away from our door. So I had to hobble. I parked in the dirt that day, so I had to hobble all the way.
I thought you were going to say you hopped on one
Wait,
foot.
were we not?
I did. I
We
mean-
were at Eagle Point.
No, we're Barrington.
Oh,
Yeah. So I hobbled all the way. We had just moved.
shout
to
out
Barrington.
Gwen.
Shout out Gwen, you're the best.
Come on.
But I basically
some
hopped on
security
one
guards.
foot all the way to my car, drove myself to urgent care with
With
my,
your left foot? How is that
I,
possible?
dude, I did it
You
with my
psycho.
right. I literally just only did full leg motion and press the pedals.
Only
Drove,
Florida the whole way there.
I drove myself to urgent care, hobbled into the urgent care, sat there, and they put me in a room. And they're like, all right, somebody will come in a second to come take your x-ray.
You could have brought a friend with you. I feel
And-
like you didn't have to do this alone.
An hour and a half goes by. I'm sitting in this room, and I'm like, huh, I wonder if anybody's going to come take my x-ray. And then this guy, the same doctor pops in. He's like, has anybody come take your x-ray yet? And I'm like, nope. He's like, okay, somebody be right here. Another 30 minutes goes by. And then finally they come and take my x-ray. They're like, do you need a wheelchair? Are you good to walk? And I was like, I'm fine. So I like hobble down to the x-ray room. And she literally takes one x-ray. And she's like, your ankle is shattered. And she's like, yeah, we're going to put you in a wheelchair. And so she like wheels me back to the room. And the guy's like, yeah, so you're like, tibia, is that the outside one? I don't know. The outside bone on your leg. He's like, yeah, so it's broken in half. But, like, luckily that's not a weight-bearing bone, so we're just going to put you in a walking boot, and in 6 weeks, it'll be healed. I'm like, okay, that seems weird, but because my ankle's broken in half. All right. So I'm like, okay.
Like, 6 weeks, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm like, he's a doctor, so he knows what he's talking about.
Walk it off.
So, yeah, so he puts me in a walking boot, and I go home, and then call my mom again. I'm like, yes, this is what he told me. And she's like, that doesn't seem right. Like, your ankle is broken in half. Like, you shouldn't be walking on it.
She's finally on your side. I thought she was going to be like, you should take that boot off right now. You do not need that.
Right? No, but so she's like, okay, I'm coming out
there.
Go
for a run, Mason.
So she comes out to Cheney, and she's like, we're going back into the doctor's office. And I'm like, why? Like, they just
told back.
Me. And so she's like, I want to talk to that doctor. So she takes me back to the doctor's office, and we go, and she's like, I want to talk to whoever just helped him. And he's like, okay, like, what's up? And she's like, so can you show me these x-rays? And he's like, okay, I guess. And so he shows her the x-rays, and she's like, I don't see how he should be walking on that. Like, you can see that my bone is, like, displaced, and it's, like, way messed up.
It's like walking on pudding.
And the guy's like, she's like, yeah, so you don't think he needs surgery? And he's like, no, I don't think so. And my mom's like, really? Because, like, look at it. And he's like, I mean, maybe. And my mom is like,
you know, now that you said that, now that I remember like, my schooling, I think he needs surgery right now.
Well, so, like, we happen to be family friends with one of the ER doctors, the Holy Family. So my mom's
are you still friends with them?
Yeah, it's Gary
Triple G.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what a good guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, and so he, I love him. But, so my mom's like, yeah, like, we have a friend who's an ER doc. I'm going to send him a picture of this x-ray, and we're going to get a second opinion. And the guy's like, fine, do whatever you want. And so she texts him, who is not even a bone doctor. Like, he's an ER doctor.
Bone doctor.
He's not like
but Craig Bone's a bone
Welcome
doctor.
to Dr. Love, Bone Doctor. Take off those panties, miss.
But so, she literally just walks up to the x-ray, like, thing on the wall and just takes a picture of my x-ray. And the guy's like, oh, you can't really do that. And she's like, well, fuck you.
Fuck you.
And so she takes a picture of the x-ray.
He's like, well, now that you say it like that.
Sends it to him. Yeah, sends it to Glardy. And he's like, yeah, that's super displaced, and he definitely needs surgery. Like, here's our guy. And so I ended up having to get ankle surgery, and I was on crutches for, like, 8 weeks, and I had to cancel my trip to Whistler because of it. So, thanks a lot, Urgent Care at Rockwood in Cheney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Rockwood's always, like, a pain. I
feel
call
like
them all the time.
I feel like there was another, I can't remember if it was for me or somebody else, where there was something where, like, I saw the x-ray, and it was kind of like your situation where it's like, you should need surgery. But they're like, oh, no, you're fine. And then you see someone else who's like, yeah, that's pretty fucked. I can't think if it was me or someone else, but I have a lot actually.
Yeah, I think it was
your nose.
It might have been no, it wasn't my nose. I didn't need surgery for my nose. I just let it heal. It's still really sensitive, but
still kind of.
But yeah, so the ending of that's where I ended up getting surgery like immediately, and I still to this day have a titanium rod in my ankle and 7 screws.
That's not the only rod you're about to have in you.
Ooh.
Does it still hurt?
I mean, I got a pretty nasty scar.
Oh damn!
Wow.
Running around
Oh, that is a pretty good scar. Wow.
Yeah.
Take a picture. That could be the thumbnail of the podcast.
I think the thumbnail for this one and the last one is just going to be a bottle of rum.
It's just going to be just like secret dick pics in our shorts or something.
National fucking League logo.
We're all just going to be standing by the mic with just our flaccid dicks.
I was saying I want to like have a Photoshop of like Gruden grinders. He's just like fucking somebody.
Yeah. Oh man. Alright, so should we get to Chayce's stalker or should we save it for later?
We get to that. We were supposed to talk about it last episode.
Fuck.
Nice.
Wow.
Alright, Chayce.
Is it my turn?
Let her rip.
Nobody cares, Tyler.
I know. It was a curring pun.
Time is an illusion for me right now because I'm pretty sauce, so...
Time does not exist.
Go on with your
Sorry,
story.
you got a timer
Blake
on
is
here on the
lost in
computer
sauce.
screen.
If it takes 30 minutes, I won't even notice, so let's hear it. Ramble
Sweet.
on, buddy.
45 it is. So, at my good old days at working at Planet Fitness, I came across a lot of fun characters. From one guy jacking off in the private stall and getting caught, and
Or when
Gotcha.
they were thinking
Gotcha.
with the condom.
Let's see what the problem is. We don't talk about what I do at Planet Fitness.
We're a judgment-free zone.
Did you film them before you caught them first?
I didn't catch him actually. It was somebody else, but I was the one who had to kick him out, and he did not understand what the problem was. So that was a fun
Was
conversation.
he all there in the head?
I'm gonna
Probably not if he's doing that.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. Come on, Zach.
So anyway, but most of the, almost like 99% of the people that come in, I actually love working there. People were really, really dope. Met some interesting people, but one of them was my stalker, and you got to be thinking, oh, guy in his early 20s.
See, I didn't hear about this till a couple of weeks ago, and then I'm excited to hear about it again because it's quite the story. So buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up, buckaroo. So, anyway, so this lady comes in, and she's probably in her 60s, and she's, comes in one day, and she goes ahead, and she just, is standing there, and she's got, a card in her hand, and I'm like, hey, and I go to, check her in with the scanner, and she's like, hey, I just want to apologize. I just am so sorry. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But, I kind of figured in my mind, oh, she's like, I just was really rude to you, and I was terrible, and I'm really, really sorry. And I was kind of like, aw. Nobody's in customer service has ever been a dick to me and then come back and been nice to me. But I didn't remember what she did, though. If somebody was really that bad, I would have remembered and been like, oh, that person was a fucking asshole, and I would remember it. But
she probably just made something awkward and then just thought it was more than it was.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I literally have no idea who this lady is, and so I'm super confused about it. I'm like, okay. And so she gives me this card, and she's like, I'm just so sorry. And then she leaves, and she was just literally this apology card, and I'm like, but it didn't really say anything about what she did, and I was trying to figure out what she did. Yeah, and so maybe it was a future apology for the shit she was going to do for the next year and a half.
Yeah, probably.
So anyway, some time goes by, and
a year and a half.
Oh, this is a long.
Buckle up, buckaroo, come on.
So anyway, a couple months goes by, and I maybe have seen her in one time, and and I check her in, and she goes in and works out, and she's doesn't talk to me, and she's super awkward, and I'm like, whatever, and then she comes in probably 4 or 5 months after that point, and she comes in, and I'm in the break room, and my coworker comes to me and is like, hey, your mom's here. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, Dwarf? Weird. I was like, sweet. Yeah, I was like, Dwarf brought me some food. Dope. Yeah. So I come outside, or I come out, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this isn't my mom. I was like, what is this? And and she's like, yes, Tyler?
Have you ever used Chipotle?
Oh, God, shut up. You don't need it. If you need Chipotle, your immune system is weak, and you will die young, and you deserve every fucking minute of it.
I don't know what that is, but go on about your soccer. So your mom was there, but it wasn't her.
It wasn't my mother. So
I just want to hear your monologue.
So I come around the corner, and it turns out that my coworker just assumed it was my mom, because when she asked, because she was like, hey, I want to speak to Chayce, and she was like, well, he's on his break right now, is there something that I what can I do for you? And she was like, I need to speak with Chayce. And she was just like, oh, okay, must be his mom, apparently. And apparently my mom is not mean, so I don't know, my mom wouldn't say that.
I've never met your mom. I need to meet her.
Janet's a wonderful
lady.
She's
a very nice lady.
Yeah.
I didn't know her
was
name
she at our
was Janet.
fantasy draft that we had at your house?
She was there.
She was.
So you probably did. You just don't remember.
She was probably hiding
The
now.
really short.
She
probably
does.
couldn't see you. Probably looked right over her.
That's happened before. I'll talk about it after.
Oh, nice. So anyway, so she's like, I need to speak with you. Is now a good time? I'm like, well, I'm about to go on my break, but I guess yeah, that's fine. And I just assumed that maybe I'd sign her up and there was an issue with her account or whatever, and that's pretty normal. So I'm like, okay, and she was like, okay, can we go sit somewhere? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah, okay. It was like, there's some chairs over there, and she's like, okay. So we go over there, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. And we're sitting down. I'm like, so what can I do for you? And she literally is just like, now I need you to be honest with me, Chayce. And I'm like, oh God, what did I do? I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Murder that man.
Yeah, and so she's like, did you leave this on my desk? And she pulls out a fucking ring. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, on her desk. And I was like, what do you know? I was like, I did not. She's like, I need you to be honest with me, Chayce. Did you leave this ring on my desk? And I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. So we're talking about this ring.
Wait, so the first time you told me this, I thought you said it was a coworker. Is she not? Is she just some random girl?
She should know. She said she works out at Planet Fitness.
So she thinks that you went to her office and just left a ring.
Yes,
she
yes.
All right, just to clarify.
So this is even weirder now, is it not?
Okay, that's pretty fucked. All right, go on, Chase. That's super weird.
Yes. So this is why we're telling it again, so we can clarify some details
so
that we don't have to clarify over Xbox Live playing Halo 3.
I'm getting that chill. This is even physical, and I'm still like shaking.
You getting a knot in your stomach from the conversation?
Are you tensing up right now?
My abs are flexing as hard as they can right now. They're hurting.
Yeah. So anyway, so she goes ahead and we're talking for like 25 minutes about like this ring, and I'm like, listen, lady, I was like, and I'm trying to be super like because I'm working and I'm like, and I'm not gonna like be like, you know, and I didn't, but I was like, listen, I was like, I've never seen this ring before. I've like only ever seen you here. I do not know what you're talking about. I don't know who you are. Like, I don't know what to say. And she was like...
So you're calling it off?
Fuck, I wish that it would have been the end of it, but no.
I didn't want it to end like this, Chayce. Oh my God. I know you want me.
Which, by the way, she's like in her early mid-60s. So,
what?
Yeah, oh, did I not drop that bombshell?
You said that earlier.
Yeah, okay, I did say that. Okay, Zach just wasn't listening, so...
But not be attractive, though.
Oh, okay, she's in her mid-60s,
So for her mid-60s?
Go on.
So it doesn't answer the question.
So I'm not going to answer the question.
She's probably listening.
That's my point. Is I'm not going to.
So the answer is yes.
So anyway,
she keeps up on all of Chase's podcasts.
Oh God,
she's gonna track me down. She's like, oh,
hey, at least we have a new fan.
Yeah, that's good. Hey,
I'll take what I can
welcome
get.
our second listener behind Mason St. Marie.
I would pay to have a stalker from you right
no,
now.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, all right, go on.
So anyway, so
did you laugh at all? I feel like
I kept a straight face because I was like, but I was actually kind of surprised.
If I was at work and some 6-year-old said, "Did you leave this on my desk?" and there's a ring, I would laugh so fucking hard. I'd be like, I mean, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, I even told her too. I was like, I have no idea where you work. I don't know what you do. I literally know nothing about you. I've never seen this ring before in my life, and she literally just like that, she fucking switched and just started freaking out, and she's like on the verge of tears. She's fucking shaking while I'm sitting down with her, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And she's losing her absolute fucking mind over this, and she was like, oh my God, I'm a psychopath, I'm so fucking stupid, and just going off. And I was like, calm down,
sorry,
this is not that big of a deal. I was like, it was like, you know, and so I spent another 15 minutes. I was like, so I'm spending another 15 minutes calming her down. And after I finally get her to calm down, which I don't think I mentioned this part because I hate mentioning this part because I feel so fucking stupid doing it. But she was like, I'm seriously so sorry. I feel so bad. And I was like, hey, it's okay. Like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. And she was like, all right, well, can I get a hug before I leave? And I was like, sure thing. So I give her a hug. Well, that was a mistake. So anyway,
before you continue to the further part.
Yeah.
Did you get to take your break after this? Or?
No, I didn't. That was my break. I lost.
You weren't even paid for this.
I know.
Damn it!
I was taking this abuse for nothing.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I go back.
That's part of the story. That has pissed me off.
Oh, it gets better.
That just made him tense up so much more.
Yeah, got it. Oh, it's getting that knot. Puke. Yeah. Someone get this man a puke bucket.
It is not.
You got the Mickey Mouse hat right next to you just to throw up in that. Hey. Or in the scented candle. So
they can't see the room we're in. Go on, Chase. Come on. Come on. It's not a visual
Chase
podcast.
hating on all my things.
So anyway,
I go bedroom right now.
There's some cracks in the G Would You Like to Know podcast. There's some cracks. I might sneak my way in there and take Mason's spot.
Okay,
I know a lot about Gonzaga basketball.
Basketball.
Did you know white?
They're playing foosball. That's the devil.
They shoot some nice
They're
dudes out
playing
there.
checkers. Well,
Yeah, Adam Morrison's really taking them to the
Adam Morrison.
Madam Morrison.
All right, go Chase.
So I go ahead and I tell my coworker. I was like, "Yeah, that's not my mom, by the way." And I explained the whole situation. She was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "It's whatever." So anyway,
happens all the time.
I was gonna say
classic Wednesday for Chase.
It's cash. So I didn't even think about it. I wasn't even that worried. Like it was just a funny story to me. So a couple months goes by, and I get my new job, and the office is in downtown Spokane on the 4th floor, and one of the suites on the 4th floor. That's where my new office is, and that's my Planet Fitness job was in Spokane Valley. And I go ahead.
Are you allowed to say your company name?
Probably not. Can you go back and bleep that? Actually, is that possible?
How many people are going to know Chase's life and where to find him after this podcast?
Yeah, that would be actually
stalkers
cool.
you're going to pick
bleep that?
That would be great if you could.
It was about all right, clap sync. Everybody clap. All right, cool. Stop. All right, well, we'll go back and bleep that. It's about like $29.50.
I'm so sorry.
You said which location you worked at?
Yeah.
For right now.
Yeah, I just the company.
We'll bleep that out.
Yeah. Okay. So the company that I work for. So I'm sitting there and I'm working and I'm in my office or whatever, and I'm working, and I walk into the office, and I'm going to refer to my stalker not by her name, but we're going to call her. We'll call her Amy.
J-Dog?
I was gonna say
No, J-Dog.
Versus-
No, J-Dog is a saint. If she was stalking me, this would not be a stalker
We're
situation.
gonna call her Stalker.
Okay, so
For the story.
So we're gonna
Stalker.
So we'll refer to her. We'll refer to the stalker as.
Stalker?
Actually, we'll refer to her as Sea Dog. So, anyways, so
Sea-Dog.
yeah, we'll refer to her as
See
Sea
you
Dog.
next
What comes after
Tuesday.
J?
Yeah,
H-I-J-K.
okay.
K-Dogs?
Yeah. So, anyways, so
Just say stalker, please.
all
Our
right,
fans
fine.
are already
Okay,
confused.
but okay, so
Who
but
are
I
you?
walk
Who's
into
this person. I've not listened to episode 14.
So I walk into the office and my boss is like, "Hey Chase, this person called. They were calling for. They wanted to talk to you, but you weren't in. So like, here's her number." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, I'll call her back later because I was really busy with a lot of the stuff that I was working on." And so I didn't call her back. And so a couple hours went by, and it was probably like 11 o'clock or like noon or so. And all of a sudden, like, the elevator doors open, and I'm working in like the conference room right next to, and it's like there's a wall, and then there's the actually lobby. But if you're working in the conference room, if the door's open, you can see the elevators. So we get a lot of ghost elevators, but then there's also a lot of people that come in and out of our office that we work with. So I hear the door go off, and I was like, I wonder if maybe one of my clients is here or something. That's weird. And so because it was like me and then like my boss, and that was it. And so I like look around the corner. And sure enough, it's her. And she tracked me down at my new job and figured out where I work and what time I was going to be there. And she rolled in and was like, "We need to talk." And I was like,
my gosh.
no. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, not again." So anyways, so she goes in. It's the same fucking story about this stupid fucking ring. And she goes off again. And we're arguing about the fact that, about this ring again, about I've never seen her before, and like I don't know what she's talking about.
I'm waiting for the story to end with she dies and she leaves you everything in her will.
That'd be cool.
I mean,
and we're married right now, so also we got engaged.
it's a funny story. It's their engagement story.
And
We're
that is
gonna
how
tell
I
them.
met your mother.
Yeah.
So.
And it's done. So we're arguing again, and then like the second time around,
This is intense.
like we're arguing, and I'm like, "Listen," and I'm being respectful because I'm like, I don't know what this lady's gonna do, and she's like,
I would go off on this lady. I'd be like, "Listen here, you bitch. I'm sick
I
of
feel
this
like you
shit."
would not do that.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
probably wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't say anything.
Blake would probably go to the C word.
I'd probably just say like, "Yeah, I did leave that there. Like, I'm so sorry. I guess we're married for the rest of our lives. I'm sorry."
please love me. Yeah, honestly, my chances for getting a girl at this point is pretty limited, so I should probably keep all
I
my
don't know
options
why you
open.
didn't take that.
So,
I
but-
text her off and on.
yeah, just to keep her on the reel.
interested.
Yeah.
The geriatric community is an untapped market.
Let's live by.
Oh god. Well, just for that, now she's gonna pay you a visit. So,
We've already said where Zach works. Please do not find him.
oh god.
Uh-oh.
So, anyways,
I have to bleep out old episodes. Delete them.
so we're arguing, and it's not really arguing. I'm just like basically telling her over and over again, lady, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never seen this ring. So after like 20 minutes about talking about this ring, she again flips on a dime and she starts calling herself a psycho, and she's crazy and is like convulsing with shaking and just freaking out.
At least
Like
she's self-aware.
I'm not.
Is she
like no,
wrong?
like I'm not joking. Like she's straight up like doing like this, like, and I'm just like, are you casting a spell on me? Like, what are you doing? And so,
It's probably Jack and Cracker.
so I finally get her to calm down. So many South Park references. So, not sponsored. So I finally get her to calm down, and I'm like sitting there with the elevator, and she like apologizes, and I'll always remember this. And she just like, and I was like, "It's all good," and she was like, and it was Otis Elevators, yes.
I don't know what's happening.
Tyler was raising his
Tyler-
hand to ask that exact question.
So it wasn't the
Okay, we need that backstory. So, me, Tyler,
God.
Chase used to play trivia all the time, and one of the questions comes up that says, "What kind of elevators are there in the Empire State Building?" And Tyler's like, "It's Otis Elevators." And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm positive it's Otis Elevators."
And this
and
is-
we got it right.
And keep in mind too, this wasn't a multiple like choice like answer. This was a right-in answer, and Tyler got it perfectly. So Tyler is the Otis Elevators expert in this room. So if you need an elevator, Tyler's your guy.
Go to Otis.
Weird flex, but okay.
So, what's your question?
My question was, can we refer to her as Chip because Chip's kind of a shitty witch? She's a dick.
What? Can we? What?
Another South Park reference.
Jeez.
No, none of our
That's
listeners
obscure.
listen to South Park.
We don't have any listener.
That is your listener right there, and he listens to South Park.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
damn sure.
That's true.
Chase, go on. We've been going on for like 20 minutes.
Okay, so anyway,
So
No, we
dry.
wanted to.
okay, I was gonna say you
keep
did
going.
say 30 minutes, so
We can do the part 3. I don't care. Let's go, Chase.
Chase said 45.
Yeah,
so.
so-
I'm ready to drink till the night ends. And I
I think you've had enough. So I'm gonna just finish my story.
go
No,
on,
keep
please.
going.
So like as
don't
I'm like
like-
talking to her, and I'm like, it's all good, and she was just like, I'm crazy, and she like looks up at me, and this was like straight out of a movie. The elevator doors are closing, but right before they completely close, like she looks up at me, and I'm like, oh God, and they shut, and that was the last time I ever saw her. However,
You guys
it's
were
not the last
However,
time.
Yeah, hold on.
okay, what's up?
You guys were having this crazy conversation while she was in the elevator and you weren't in the elevator?
No.
You're
I
talking
walked
through
her
the
and I
doors?
got her over to the elevator, and she
Oh, okay.
finally got her to the point where she was going to leave. And so she finally goes ahead and she leaves, and like I said, I haven't seen her since, but there's still more to the story. So I go back inside.
Hold on. If there was a situation where there was some psycho lady and she was literally just staring at me, shaking while the elevator doors just closed, and that was the last time I saw her, I would literally I would just burst into tears right there. I'd be like, my life is over. This is the scariest fucking shit. That sounds just...
Yeah, it
It's
was
intense.
yeah.
That's
So it
scary.
was funny because even at that point, I didn't take it that seriously. So I go in and I'm
What is
talking.
wrong with you? Can you take advantage of your life, please, and get some help?
So,
And
Oh
my
my
suffering.
God.
so I go in and I'm like, hey, it was like, so I explained to my boss shout out to Matt. So I explained
love
to
Matt.
yeah.
I know
Oh my
him.
God, man.
Well,
So-
my brother's an asshole and resulted in me breaking my ankle. So. Thanks,
Robert,
Rob.
we love you.
we
It
got
all connects.
Yeah, we all got family ties. So I go in and I'm telling Matt the story, and Matt's like, Chase, I don't think you understand how I don't think you realize how serious this is. And I was like, oh fuck, you're right. And I was like, well, shit.
You got me there.
Yeah, I was like,
When you put it like that,
I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. So anyway, so fast forward and a year goes by because that was about last October. And I'm like, and I actually thought about her a couple months ago. So I was like, man, I haven't seen my
miss
girl
her.
Chip in a while, And I was like, so I haven't seen my girl Chip in a while. And I'm like, okay, this is good. This
I
is
want to
good.
marry a girl named Chip. That'd be so badass.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, wait, for the National Fucking League, can we talk about Chip Kelly next? Is that your?
He's not in the NFL, so probably not.
Oh, but he was. You
Oh,
said
yeah,
somebody
you said former.
Yeah,
you said
former.
Vince
it
Wilson.
counts.
Yep.
Did he play in the NFL?
Doesn't matter.
He
I don't know.
coached. He
Coach
fucked
just
up the
count.
Eagles.
Yeah, he did. He fucked him up bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mark
okay.
over.
We'll talk about that.
Hey, everybody, hold on. Back to Chip.
Stalker.
Real Chip.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm like, man, I
Chip.
haven't seen Chip in a while. I was like, that's good. I'm happy I haven't seen Chip in a while. And so, anyways, but so like when that happened that day, like a year ago, I went into Planet Fitness and was like, hey, I have this phone number. Can you type it into the system? Because that's how that's a way to track people, and it'll pop up with their profile as long as they put in that phone number. Nothing popped up, but I knew she was a member there, and I was like, damn. So fast forward, a year goes by, and I'm like, and I'm like, that was you should get
No editing required.
yeah, good.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
Jump in the mind of
So
Greg Jennings.
I get a call.
What? Greg Jennings put the team on his back.
Oh my god.
What's happening? Chase,
He's
go
got a
on.
broken fucking leg.
We're a bunch of fucking
But I put that
nerds.
team on my back.
Not Darren Shaw.
Can you imagine?
One of the most hottest hitting safeties in the league.
I cannot even fathom that a woman would even try to stalk one of us. That's ridiculous how lame we are.
Yeah.
Go on, Chase.
And so anyway, so like I said, a year goes by, and my coworker, my other boss calls me, probably at like when I just had finished, was on my way to like coaching or being with one of my guys, and I'm talking to her, and she's like, hey, we got a call from somebody. She didn't say why she was trying to talk to you and why she needed to talk to you, but she's like, here's her phone number. Give her a call back. She said her name was Chip. And I was like,
For all this, I only imagine like the Family Guy scenes where it's Peter and the chicken, where literally it's just like a year later, and then you're just like, yeah, you got this call from Chip, and you literally just stare at the camera, and you're like, oh no, and then all of a sudden the chicken just comes, you just start fucking beating the shit out of each
no,
other.
I legit straight up called my boss, and I was like, does she look like she's in her 60s, glasses, gray hair, like
We were getting a
old as
picture now.
fuck? And she was like, yeah, that's her. Why? And I was like, oh my god. And she was like, what? And I explained the whole situation. She's like, oh my god. She's like,
my
she's
God.
like, yeah. She's like, she was really weird. And I kept asking her why she wanted to speak to you, and she just kept saying no, like I need to speak with Chayce, and just kept like going off about me. So yeah, and that was about a month ago, 3 weeks ago or so, and that was the last time I heard from my girl Chip. And
So it might not be over.
so yeah, there might be more to the story.
Restraining order.
Seriously,
honestly.
But so
You
the
call
best
the
part
cops
is though,
Ugh.
is I went to Planet Fitness and I got that phone number that she left, and I put it into the system at Planet Fitness because I got the contacts there, and I know everything about her now. I know her first name, last name, middle name.
So you
I
wanna
know.
say it on the podcast?
I know
Is that
her.
really something
I was
you
gonna
wanna
say
bet on
no,
this?
no. I'll
right now.
no. What we'll do is
Her
no.
name is Chip Skylark.
And she sings my shiny teeth in me.
Yeah. Dude, can we actually set up?
She's a teen pop sensation.
No, okay, I've got the greatest idea though. Okay,
She's
so
got great
I'll
teeth,
reach
though,
out
for
to her
me.
and I'll be like, you know what, I've really been meaning to talk to you. Can you like come over, to my place and
Oh, God.
and we'll make it. No. Okay, listen though, keep listening though. This is a great
Oh,
idea.
right,
No,
sorry.
listen.
No, wait,
But it
wait,
won't. No. Listen, you stupid
We're
bitches.
listening.
Okay,
My place.
okay. This is my story.
This is my podcast.
Okay, and
Let Chayce talk. Let Chayce talk.
so what we're
let
gonna
you
do
chase.
What about
is.
Zach?
We're gonna get like
Zach's
we're not.
okay with
I'm
it
not
being
gonna
my
actually bring her back to our house. It's gonna be some random person's house. It's not We'll
Is
get
it
a
our
friend.
house?
No,
It's
we'll
like
be
How
your
to
guest.
Catch a Predator, but for
Exactly.
I was
She's gonna come in and Chris Hansen take a seat. Take a seat. Chris Hansen. Oh God.
Oh no!
Why don't you have a seat, Chip?
Take a
No,
chip.
but then
Chip,
if
take
it's
a
at
seat.
that point, Chip's gonna be like, Chris, I know you left this ring on my desk. I know you want me.
Good.
And Chris
Pawn it
Hansen's
off to
gonna be
him.
stalked. Chris Hansen's gonna be like, I don't know what to do, and then she's gonna start freaking out. She's gonna attack all the cameramen. It's gonna be amazing.
Yep.
Or she's gonna start playing Pitbull. I know you want me.
Well, I think the cops that they have on standby can take over like a
Yeah,
60-year-old lady.
consider. I hope so. But
that's-
I don't know. You should have seen
no.
when this lady was convulsing. Oh man, that was she.
Did she have foam come out of her mouth?
Oh god, I didn't look.
Ladies.
I looked away.
Fuck it. I don't know why that cops thing taking a 6-year-old lady, because I was talking to this one lady one time. I don't know why the fuck I was. I think it was Sky High, and she started telling me how much of a threat she is to cops, and she has to have a restraining order because she's like training all the martial arts and everything. But she's like 60 fucking years old, so she's registered as a lethal weapon.
That's badass.
And
How do you
she
get a
keeps-
restraining order from cops?
So
Like so you rob a bank and the cops show up. Fuck, she's got a restraining order against us. Sorry, bro. Like,
look at that.
The cops are scared of me.
Anyway, so every time she gets pulled over for a speeding ticket, they have to take her out of her car and like search her and go through the whole procedure and everything because she's a threat to them. Every
How
single
often
time.
does she get pulled over?
Apparently a lot. So I don't know why she was
She
telling
doesn't
me
care
her
about
story.
stop signs. So,
Apparently.
jeez, that's pretty wild.
Guys,
so that's the story of my stalker, and that's all.
So breaking news live on the podcast. I just won a raffle.
What?
What?
You know Taylor's raffle that she did?
Yeah.
The $10 tickets?
Yeah.
I won.
You did?
Yeah. Dude.
The
No,
next
hold
winner,
Shout out Taylor.
That was intentional.
and the next winner could be
Dude,
you.
I'm pretty sure that's like a really crazy prize, whatever
Dude,
it is.
one of them was like a trip.
Yeah.
Oh.
I bought a fucking raffle,
She
Taylor.
just responded. Let's see what she said.
Oh my
She
gosh.
literally just sent me a picture of my raffle ticket and said, "Looks like we have a winner. Send me your email." And I'm like,
I just want to say though that real quick, this is bullshit.
Drunk Blake is freaking out right now.
I can't tell.
I also bought tickets for that, and I did not win. So
You should probably hit up J-Dog real quick.
I've won so much shit.
She
from
might be able to
raffles,
pull
I
some
can
strings.
go on.
oh god.
After that,
iPod.
free
No,
back-
see, Taylor and Mason get along with each other. J Dog, I think, still hates me a lot, but we're working
Oh,
on
you got her an edible arrangement that
one per. Yeah.
That cures
he
every
made
problem.
her an edible
Homemade.
arrangement, Tyler. Let's get it right. He
Homemade.
made her an
And then
edible
he
arrangement.
skipped my goddamn game for that.
Yeah, I did,
And
and
look how it worked out.
it was
We
worth
lost
it.
on that goddamn fucking missed layup.
Hey,
Yeah.
Tyler.
And you were over there
I'm
not
glad I
getting
did.
laid.
I did. I just.
I don't know what that
Thanks
is.
a lot, J-Dog.
God damn it, J-Dog.
Now we
I
got-
regret nothing.
Hey Chase, do you come to my game today? Sorry, I'm making an edible arrangement, just sticking toothpicks in between all the fruits.
Hey man, and dipped in chocolate, and
Oh
dipped
my
in chocolate.
goodness.
Ugh.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
You
I
dip
would've-
her in
I
chocolate.
would have
What
been
a
Just
heartthrob. What a real life heartthrob.
I'm uncomfortable.
Hot chocolate.
Can we change the subject?
I hope I get a cool
Hey,
That's-
so what about your raffle? Did
Chip
you hear
Kelly.
anything?
I don't know. She hasn't sent me what I want yet. I just asked her what I
Oh
want.
yeah, now we can talk about Chip Kelly.
Oh wait, we never got to my.
Hey,
dentist
I got a
appointment with our
snap from
first
Taylor
salary.
too. Maybe I won.
Oh, let's find out.
Oh my god, this is a madness. This is so.
I didn't win.
I actually have
Because
a,
I'm cooler than you.
I'm gonna Snapchat Taylor and ask if I won.
a couple days ago on the not the last podcast because on part 1, but the podcast before that, I was talking about the Be Good Rewards program. With,
For running the
yeah.
Cheerios. I listen to the podcast. I'm
Yeah.
a real fan.
So I've been doing that every single day. I send in the little
Buying
badge,
tickets.
the little icon 3 times a day. I won a $5 iTunes gift card, and I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know what to do with this $5 gift card. I'll give it to you. I'll give you the fucking code.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you can get a printer.
Have you been donating to
I'll
Lizzie
trade-
Hale? I was offended that neither of you know who that is.
Who?
Lizzie Hale?
That sounds familiar.
She's the lead singer
Yeah,
of
a hailstorm.
Hailstorm.
Yeah, what about her?
Yeah.
Okay, no, honestly, I
She was
don't
one
know.
of the people who is in
Well,
this vegan
stop
awards
being
thing.
She supports like an animal association, so that's why. I
Yeah,
picked
she's
her.
the lead singer of Hailstorm. She's awesome.
Dude, I love
She
dude. I
supported,
love her.
what's that
You know that
one
she opened for
animal
Eric
support
Church?
group.
Really, that's-
Yeah, Lolly was
The
not
best-
impressed.
The
Apparently.
good thing about having a podcast is
PETA?
you can have 2 conversations going at once, so the fans don't know what to listen to.
Is she
So
part-
can we focus, please?
Is she part of PETA?
She's part of PETA.
Oh.
Or it's like PSCA, where it's about like
So
a
it's
dog.
Oh,
not PETA.
that's like no, but that's not PETA. That's like
Pescatarian. You only eat fish.
You know,
don't eat dogs. That's how it is.
I think it's about rescuing animals.
You don't eat fish, you don't eat cats and
Yeah.
dogs.
We're not racist here.
Are you guys signed up with the Yoke script cards?
Oh God.
That's a thing.
Another
but-
sponsorship. We're sponsored by
Wait, wait.
Yokes.
The
Script
Yokes
Cards.
get-
No, because you can you sign up and you just like scan the card at the beginning of the transaction, and like a percentage of your order goes to like a charity of your choice.
Oh my gosh, it's so
my-
easy.
I was gonna.
like
Mine
how,
goes,
everybody
mine
sign
goes-
up.
No, mine
I like-
goes to the Humane Society.
I like how Blake, Zach, Tyler, and myself have all said where we work, but then Chayce said where he
I haven't
worked.
said where I work.
And
I
Blake
said
said
where
out.
you worked when you left the room.
What?
Yeah, you did.
I have not said
You
where I
said my
work.
corporate office is in Amsterdam, and then you left, and I was like,
No, yeah, I think you
sponsored by Flying Squirrel
said
Sports.
minor league.
Oh, I don't work for them.
All
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I have not said-
I'm just,
Boom,
I'm
bitch.
just with what I do. I'm just very uneasy about if
Yeah.
my
We'll
boss,
leave
who
it out.
I talk to a lot and I
Yeah.
see a lot, what happened to?
I think
Because
he-
I told him about this
Are you
episode
talking about-
podcast,
are
and
you-
I think he listens to
Are
it.
you talking about
Yeah.
Matt? Matt follows me.
Yes.
He
Oh,
followed
okay.
us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll
I
bleep
figured,
it out.
you know what? Like, I really don't want to piss off my
Shout out
employers.
to Matt. Matt, we love you. I'm gonna bleep out your organization, but you're a great man.
Wait,
I'm
so you
glad-
said it was at 29 minutes?
I know that's what he said.
It
Somewhere.
was 29,
Yeah,
like
just-
30.
yeah,
I don't know how to
Alright.
put in bleep, so I guess I'll maybe just try to
Cut it out.
Yeah, I'll just cut it out.
I remember. Hey, I remember right now. By the time we're done with this podcast, I'm probably not gonna remember. I'm gonna be fucking.
That's why we
Dumb.
clapped, remember?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
I'm
really
not
feel
gonna listen to
bad
this
for them.
entire episode. But I had to get
Just
those.
listen for the clap.
Just make
Write
sure
a
you,
note.
just
Write-
make sure
I
you
already
save
know
it
it's too
though.
late.
So,
This is a
do you have a
nightmare.
topic?
Blake,
Do you
write
want
this in
to
your
add
phone.
something?
All right, Mason has a topic.
Oh my
He's
God.
bringing something to the table for the Deep Thoughts podcast.
I mean,
Let's
it's
see
Can
what
we-
already
you got.
kind of on the table.
Can we
so
give him a round of applause?
Please don't clap for me.
I really have to go to the bathroom, but let's hear what you got to say.
No, I just wanted to, because earlier you said that we were going to talk about Sky High and what that means to all of us, and then
That's
you
how
brought
we
up-
met. That's how we
Yeah.
all met.
No,
Chayce.
it's not. Oh yeah,
That
that's
is how we met Chayce.
Chayce.
So,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
okay, for those of you who don't know,
I
Sky
didn't know
High,
the story either.
Sky High Sports was a trampoline park in
Was.
Spokane. It was a trampoline park until we
Rest
burned
in
that
peace
place
and
to the
peace.
ground.
Psych.
And yeah, so we used to go there all the time, like all through high school and stuff. Especially me and Brady used to go jump there a lot. And I was a senior in high school, and I saw that they were hiring. Yes.
Let the record show that Brady is still in the room and has been, but he hasn't said a word in like 40 minutes.
He is here.
He
He's
just
our live
waved like
audience.
And
you
then,
can
and
say
then
it.
in the title, I'll put like featuring Blake, and then Brady question mark.
Yeah. But yeah, so senior year, they said that they were hiring, and I was like, I could go get a job. Like, I've never had a job before. I'm like, this would be just as good a place as any to apply. So I applied to Sky High, and I get a call back from another family tie, Chayce's sister, Michaela, who also happened to be the manager at Sky High at the time.
Shout out to Michaela.
And she calls me, sets up an interview. Went in, took my interview, ended up getting the job. I'm like, all right, cool. And I show up to work on my first day back in September of 2013.
Why do you remember that?
September 29th of 2013, if you want to get
Again,
real
why do you
specific.
remember that?
Nerd.
Because it was the day I met you, Chayce.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable.
Oh,
No.
don't you feel like an asshole?
No.
But yeah, so I walk in to the office, and Michaela's like, all right, so
Drink.
this is Chayce. He's going to be training you today. And that was the first time I met Chayce. But yeah, we worked together. We worked together for 3 years at Sky High. We barely did our jobs.
I barely is an overstatement. I did not do anything.
We were court monitors, so we were the guys that stood out on the trampolines and made sure that everybody was following the rules.
I didn't care.
But most of the time, we just talked on our radios to each other.
Did you have to say over at the end of every sentence?
We tried to get that going for a while.
It didn't work.
It didn't catch on.
No, it didn't.
That would get annoying after a while.
My sister actually began muting us because she didn't want it, which is super safe, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like that one time.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
We don't need to talk about
that. Let's not talk about that.
Okay. Anyways. So we worked there for 3 years. There was a brief time, so I went to WSU for a year, and I obviously didn't work in Spokane when I was living in Pullman. So we played in the Sky High dodgeball tournaments. So you can't play in the tournaments if you're an employee there. So I played when I wasn't working there. But that's kind of how we all got to know each other and stuff, was playing in that tournament. It was every month. Blake played in it. Blake's team wasn't that good, but eventually
I was probably...
he just said hey from the other room.
Hey!
But yeah, so we played a lot of dodgeball at Sky High, and then it eventually...
Oh, what the fuck? These are keystones.
And there goes Tyler. Yeah, but eventually there was some problems with the lease in the building stuff, and it closed down. But yeah, so that was a couple of years ago.
Well,
and now,
isn't there a replacement now?
Yeah, so...
Not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, but so the owners, the people who owned the Sky High locations, they owned that location separately, decided to start up their own company. It's called Flying Squirrel Sports, if anybody wants to look into it. And they've been opening locations stuff up mostly around Canada. They have a location in Guatemala, but they're actually in the process of opening a location in Spokane. So we'll see when that reopens. Maybe we'll get back into the dodgeball scene. But yeah, we won thousands of dollars playing trampoline dodgeball over the years, and but yeah, so Tyler's actually going back to work for them because Tyler. So when I worked there, my roommate Tyler also worked there.
Apparently now I'm getting my job name.
Yeah. Yep. So
Just don't say the name.
oh, too late.
You didn't though.
Oh, I don't know what your actual. Tyler works for some weird company.
For
That's
the
probably
White
just
Witch?
Nobody cares.
Exactly.
But yeah, so me and Chayce and Tyler all worked together for a long time. It was a fun time.
Is that your story? That was it?
So that's the story of Sky High.
Can we talk about
That was
how,
a Gator. No, Gator. Oh, I miss Gator.
Oh.
we-
No, I think it was... No, it might...
Willow.
It was Willow,
Were you
yeah.
Gator?
I was Gator.
You were Gator.
Can we talk about
I was.
how,
I was Hammer. Other one was Nail.
oh my gosh.
What were you?
Let's listen to the host first.
Can we-
I wasn't
can we-
there at that point when Andrew was there.
No one cares about your stupid work nicknames.
Willow.
Well, now we're gonna have to talk about it. We're gonna cut that out too.
Just cut out this whole entire thing.
We'll cut out this whole section.
Cut
Three.
this whole
Cut out the whole thing
podcast.
about Lewis. We really shouldn't be talking
Hey,
about him anyways.
One. That's... I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
All right.
yeah.
What?
We should be talking about how much we hate somebody.
We won't. All right. Okay. We're at 56.
Wait,
So,
3, 2, 1.
All right. Welcome
It
back
really-
to
it
the
doesn't-
podcast.
yeah.
We are cutting out a little portion we shouldn't have talked about.
And we're back.
We are very.
But it's not
We've
going.
been drinking a lot. We shouldn't have talked about it. We're gonna cut it out. But so welcome back.
I like how they're leaving me with
Everybody
this
should
work
talk
that I
When
don't
we're
even
saying
know
we're
what
gonna cut it out,
Yeah,
by
exactly.
the time they're hearing this, we've already cut it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Why are you saying we're gonna cut it out when we've already cut it out?
we've cut it out?
So there's
We have
because
no
there's
idea
going to be a
what
weird
we're
jump in the talking.
He's
part.
talking about
That price
her
is way
present
too high.
tense
You
and
need to
past
cut it.
tense.
You need to
Okay.
cut it.
I'm going to need a recap on this because I don't know what's happening.
Basically, we were
55.
talking about Sky High, and then a topic came up about somebody who went there, and we shouldn't talk about
I
that.
feel
Alright,
like...
so
Okay, so we're
cut
cutting
this
out
part.
this part too, right?
No, we can. Fine. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Oh,
Welcome
and we're
back.
back.
Okay, and
Just so you
And
know,
it's
you guys
gone.
clapping doesn't make any difference because the bars of the volume are always just like Tyler stuff.
This is a nightmare. We should have never made a part 2.
Part 3 coming
It's
soon.
Glorious. How's everybody gonna know that I won the raffle?
What'd you win?
I don't know yet. She hasn't responded.
She hasn't responded to me either.
It's because you didn't win. Did you even buy a raffle ticket?
No, that's the point.
I did buy a raffle ticket and I did not win, so...
Do you guys have any fun stories about women?
Oh.
Well, I want a
No.
raffle
Chayce just
ticket
spent
for
40
one.
minutes with one.
Yeah.
Another one though.
Those are 40 minutes I cannot get back. And...
No, it was a good story.
Uh,
At your own expense.
We're gonna have to do a lot of editing.
I was gonna say, girls are icky and they don't like me.
Yeah.
That is all.
that's why we
We'll
have
have
each
to
other.
get a group picture for a podcast Instagram photo
Yeah,
too.
we'll get a group picture. It's really weird because recently, like, I don't know. Like I'm single. I've been single for a long time.
We're getting deep, boys.
It's
Yes, there it is.
I'm waiting.
I
have
first one.
wristbands with me in my backpack.
You've not been single.
What? I've been single for about 20 years now.
I've had enough.
But yeah, so I don't know. So I recently got into Tinder and some
It's really boring,
apps.
by the way.
It's really
Like
it's
Grindr?
weird. I've been on that for years. I just got into Tinder now though.
So I'm on Grindr, no homo.
Yeah.
Just trying to make a friend.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's really weird.
On
though.
here for friends.
I feel like I need to meet somebody in person, but I'm really antisocial, and I feel like I can't talk to people in person because it just feels weird. It's just like I can't just walk up to a girl and be like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" and just sit next to them.
See what you're
weird.
That's your problem. You just can't care.
That seems even more
Yeah.
creepy than just talking to them on an app.
The older you get, the less fucks you're gonna give, and it doesn't fucking matter. But
Well, if I could go to a bar, I could be like, "Hey, can I buy you some drinks?" Like, "Hey, do you want to go see a movie? I'm 20. You want to go and just sit in my apartment?
No,
and not watch Elf?"
what you gotta do is give them, just walk up to some chick, give her a fucking Deep Thoughts podcast wristband, walk
Shit,
away.
Yeah, fuck.
Dude,
Yeah.
yesterday,
Like, check us
yesterday
out
I
on
was
Spotify.
standing
And that'll,
on
then
the...
that'll be the only thing she'll be wearing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh damn! Could you
that'd be
imagine if you did that, and the next time you saw her, the only thing she was wearing was that Deep Thoughts podcast wristband?
Out in public? Yeah, definitely.
So
Hey, Blake, I'm
yesterday,
nude wearing your wristband. Do you love me now? That'd be great.
so yesterday I was standing on the Rogers playfields at WSU at halftime drinking some beer.
Nice.
And these two girls walk up to me and they're like, "Hey, do you want a free beer?" From
Yes.
two girls that aren't weird. And I'm like, "Of course I do."
I think it's weird that you say they aren't
Yeah.
weird.
And so they handed me a beer, and I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And
Am I
then they
getting
turned
roofied?
around and walked away.
Oh,
And I was like, "That was strange." But I mean, I got a free beer.
but did you get roofied out of it?
Thank
It was
you,
Blue
girl.
Moon, so you know.
That, whoa, fuck you.
Yeah, I like Blue Moon.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
girl
you.
versions
Every
of
normal
Tyler.
person.
Blue Moon is the worst of the beers.
Hey, okay, let's talk about our least favorite beer.
Oh, hold on.
I don't like any
I
beer.
Can I tell a
anything
story?
Can we
yeah.
talk about our top 5 video games?
Can I
wanna
tell
get
a
back to
story
that.
Oh
first?
my god, we
Go
already
for
talked
it.
about the last podcast.
Yeah, but
Well,
I
not
Hold
yours.
on. Tyler has something to say.
I had a cool story because after this Vegas trip, I went back to Vegas
Oh, yeah.
with my roommate's father and his father's friend.
So the sequel.
That's actually a cool story.
So-
My
sequel-
roommate was not there.
I was
Vegas
not
2,
there.
Vegas harder.
Yeah.
I went with 2 adult men.
Two 48-year-old men.
Hell yeah, I did.
Let's hear about it, Tyler.
Start from the beginning.
So when we went there,
No,
That's
we
the
were
second part.
so at
Start
the
about
very-
how you ended
so-
up going on that.
Oh yeah,
trip.
so one night we were at my roommate's Mason, who is in our podcast.
Yep, here I am.
His mom's 50th birthday bash.
Yep, old as dirt.
Sean Uran, Sean Uran even shut up. That's how important that birthday was.
He
We're
did.
gonna cut that out. He's not going to be on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. Sean, we miss you. If you're listening to this, you're probably not.
We could
You're busy.
link his
You're doing
Spotify.
cool stuff, yeah. He's a good person.
Also, Sean's got an album by Sean Patrick.
Okay, move on. Let's go.
Okay.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. It's a good album. Though. Listen to it. Anyways, we're just chilling there at the table. Everybody's drinking a little bit, having a good time. And then Mason's dad, Mason's dad, is like, "Hey, we're going to Vegas. Do you guys want to go?" And then Mason's like, "Oh no! If you would have told me earlier, I would have gone." I was like, "I can probably get the time off."
Yeah, because he was like, "Yeah, we're going to Vegas next weekend, and we're driving. Do you guys want to drive us down there?" And I'm just like, "Well,
That sounds like fun.
yeah. I mean, it would be fun, but I was like, I mean, I can't take the time off work now because I'm already scheduled because you waited until
Yeah.
10 days before you left to tell me."
And I was
Oh
like,
God.
I can probably go. So I fucking they bought me a chauffeur's hat, drove him down there wearing the chauffeur's hat. You guys can see some pictures one day, maybe. If you know,
That could be the thumbnail.
like,
Can you make that the thumbnail?
What?
Tyler in his chauffeur's hat. I have a picture.
If you send it to me, I can.
Yeah.
yeah. But no, we went down there. It was just me and 2 48-year-old men for a while. First night we're just out there walking around the strip. I don't remember a lot of it because there was like a half gallon of vodka was gone between us. And I was carrying a water bottle full of vodka.
Nice.
And I walked in the restaurants with my vodka and drank more vodka. And then we were walking back to the hotel. And I got body checked. And a rib got broke. But it wasn't
And
mine.
it was
You,
not his.
what?
Yeah.
Did you hear that story? He fucking broke my dad's rib.
Oh my god.
I didn't break... I mean, I did break them. I was the object that... broke them.
I blame my dad. My dad thought it was a good idea to body check Tyler, which if you've ever met Tyler, he's a cinder block with legs. Don't try and body check him.
It doesn't.
And my
matter.
dad is, he's 49. And
Especially
thought
when
that was
I'm
a good
drunk.
idea. Yeah, and so he broke a rib, and he was in pain for months.
for months.
Have you ever broken a rib?
No.
You can't do anything about it. Like they can't.
It's just there.
Yeah,
a lot of people have broken their ribs. That's not a relatable thing.
Like you said, that like
Well, it's
everybody's
relatable for
broken
his
You've
it.
dad.
never broken a rib, you pussy.
Yeah, no, so I broke his ribs, and I feel really bad. But it's his fault, I
That's
guess.
funny. But yeah, so moral of the story is Tyler took Vegas with 49-year-old men. Had the time of his
Maybe
life.
your sex tape.
Coming soon. Sauce Ray J. And Kim K.
God. Hey, speaking of fun. I mean, this isn't about girls. This is actually when somebody mentioned
about
Grindr.
women.
Yeah, it's about women.
With
But
male parts.
oh Jesus Christ. Okay, so
No homo.
No homo. So
We're gonna have to
I
cut
didn't
all
know
of
this.
out.
Why?
No, we're not.
This is gold.
I'm not cutting any of this.
Nobody listens to
Staying.
this podcast except for me, and I'm hearing all this firsthand.
So I go ahead and we would go downtown. People are like, hey, let's go to 9. And I'm
Nine?
like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, dope. Like, okay, cool. I've never been to this bar before, and I kept going there. And like every time I went there, like always these like guys would come up to me and be like, hey, bro, you want this beer? And I'm like, yeah, thanks, bro. And then it could happen all the time. And I got so many free drinks when I went to the 9, and I didn't realize it. But it turns out, for those that don't know, 9's actually a gay bar, and those dudes definitely wanted a piece
What
of this
a
guy.
plot twist.
Yes. Who would have thought?
Just out of the nice guy that Chayce is, you fucked him. Just out of pity. He's like, you're very nice. I'm
You
really gonna...
bought me some drinks.
The real getting hit on by gay stories belongs to Brady Moore in Scotland.
No.
If he wants to chime into this podcast.
Brady, you haven't talked in like an hour. What do you got to say about being hit on by gay men?
The first club I went to in Scotland, I got hit on by a gay guy. He bought me a lot of shots and bought me drinks to give me to my friends too.
I don't know if we can hear you because you're too far away. But basically, Brady said that he got hit on by a lot of gay men and they offered him shots. And
They
One
bought him
gay man.
shots.
One gay man
One
offered
gay
Brady, or
man.
gave Brady lots
One
of
gay
shots.
one gay man offered gay Brady a lot of gay shots.
Shots of what? Nobody knows. Brady won't tell. He doesn't kiss and tell.
Offered him a lot of gay alcohol. So.
Oh, fuck. I
Would you
got
like a
left
shot of
downtown
the-
one time.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One
What'd you
time.
say?
My friends left me downtown one time at the bars.
Hey, that was the night that I fell off
Did
the
it go
party
customer
bus
service
face
message
first
your
into a
mom?
curb.
No.
We have way too many drinks. Can we move on to something wholesome, like our favorite dog stories?
You said favorite.
We
video
aren't
games of all
alcoholics.
time.
Yeah.
I have
can we
a
talk
dog
about our
named
top five
Ruby.
favorite video games?
favorite video games.
Yeah, we can keep it G-rated.
We just talked about this, me and Zach.
Okay,
You
I
guys
need to
take
give
us-
me
Yeah,
a
you
second.
guys can
Talk
add
about
in.
something while I come up with mine.
Oh,
I don't
Okay,
play
well,
enough
I
video games.
Oh God, you're a tool.
Are you guys excited for Christmas? What?
Oh my god, have you
Dude,
seen
have
our
you
house?
seen our house? Holy shit.
We are currently recording this podcast in a winter wonderland right now because
Walking
Tyler,
in a
Mason, and
winter
Brady decided to
wonderland.
decorate their house like the fucking elf orgy.
Yeah.
That's how many lights
We
are
are
there.
Mason, Tyler, and Brady, and we are the Griswolds.
Unpopular.
That's how I'm
always-
introducing myself to our neighbors every time they come up and ask us, "Oh my god, you guys' house is amazing!" Like, yes, I know, we're the Griswolds.
It's gonna happen maybe once.
Unpopular.
Gary talks to me every fucking time.
We're gonna
Dude,
cut that out. Gary
like-
doesn't want to be on the podcast.
Like,
No,
did you
Gary's
want
a
to
nice
do
man.
like a
That's
fantasy
our second
football,
Gary
like,
we've talked about today.
gift thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, can't really bring that up on the podcast. I want to do a little gift exchange with our fantasy football league. Little ugly sweater, Yankee Christmas gift
Well,
exchange.
when is it going to be? Because
White Elfin.
I'm leaving for Mexico because I'm better than everyone.
Mason's
Christmas.
also leaving.
When are you leaving?
The 17th.
The
December?
17th. We can fit that in.
Mason's leaving when?
January?
Oh, we don't have to worry about. I thought you were leaving for Christmas.
No.
Oh,
I might be leaving on Christmas.
I might go to the Rose Bowl if the Cougs make it, but that'll be
Really?
years.
I might be there too.
Yeah. If
Really?
they make it, I'll be there.
I won't.
Cool.
I'll be in Mazatlan.
Good for you.
Okay, I think I got my top five.
Is it like Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
-1.
I actually, crazy enough, don't have any of the Halos in my top five.
Wow,
You
fuck
Max
you.
fucker.
Yeah,
Fuck
I know.
you. Don't say your list. You're not allowed.
See, okay, if I made this list 6 months ago, I probably would have had Halo 3 in there. But now that we've been playing so much Master Chief Collection, I just realized I'm not very good at Halo 3.
Yeah.
So what? That doesn't mean that you
doesn't
get
mean anything.
like
No, it makes me like when I get a Halo 3 map when I'm playing, I'm like, oh man. But like if it were one of my top
This
five
is
favorite
the
games,
top 5 favorite games, not top 5 games you're good at.
Yeah.
But I mean, usually you like games that you're good at.
Yeah.
Shut up, Zach.
It's not hand in
You know
hand.
nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna have an honorable mention too.
Okay.
It's
which
gonna
is
be
Halo
Halo.
3.
I already
No,
know.
it's not.
Halo 3.
You're
So
ruined
honorable
it.
mention, just because I don't know if I would like count it as a typical game. RuneScape.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So
I'll give him that.
yeah, like
Well,
dude,
it's weeds.
RuneScape
I've never
was,
played it.
I
RuneScape
play
was my
that all the
childhood,
time.
dude. We
Reload
played.
9.
yeah.
Follow him on YouTube.
Nice. But yeah, like back in the day, we
Subscribe.
played RuneScape.
Don't forget.
Okay, coming in at number 5, I'm gonna say
Number 5.
Assassin's Creed
5.
2. Has anybody played any of the Assassin's Creed games?
Nope.
I'm terrible at them. I like them, but
Dude,
the last two are pretty fun though. That I've tried at least.
which
Like,
ones did you play?
or I played Origins.
Okay,
It was pretty different, but it was
Yeah.
I
fun.
thought I was going to say orgies.
Oh, jeez, that's weird.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Dude, AC2 is awesome. It takes place in like the Italian Renaissance.
Let's secretly fuck these people.
no.
Assassin
I don't know. I like the street
Stick
stuff.
your blade in
That's
me.
not cool. Okay. Number 4, Fortnite.
As
that
number
guy.
4?
Number 4 all
You're
time.
not good at that
So, yeah,
game.
you play Fortnite? Fortnite?
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's kind of lame, but Fortnite is probably the video game that I've played more than any other video game in my entire life. Because, like, for
can't say the
literally, like, we've stopped playing Fortnite now, but, like,
It was Halo.
oh, yeah. Over the past year, like, we played Fortnite, not even exaggerating, probably 5 days a week for, like, a year.
Yep.
Like,
Like 4 hours.
And
Yeah.
it was free. You didn't even.
Yeah, so,
have to
like,
buy
we
it.
played so much Fortnite that,
I miss the old days when it wasn't.
yeah, it was fun.
I'm getting sick of Fortnite. I played it a couple days ago with Kyle, and that was. Oh my god.
Kyle the drug dealer.
Oh god.
Did he have some shrooms too?
Oh
But,
god.
yeah, so I played it with Kyle a couple days ago, and then I played it, and then we lost every game, and I was like, man, this isn't the same. There's so much new things, and everybody's just so good at building to where it's just like, this is kind
And
of
I suck at building, so it's not really a good combo for me.
I got good at building to where I could actually like kill some people, but it's just like people are just insane now to where it's like they're just so good.
They put up a mansion in 2
Everybody's
seconds.
obsessed with that shit, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to keep up.
Does anybody want to get in on this top 5, by the way? or-
Well, I'm waiting for you to
We're
do
talking
all
about
your...
Fortnite right
Yeah,
now.
when they did it, they went like... they
Oh,
each had
we're going back and
five.
forth?
Yeah, let's just do that. So
Oh.
say your 5 and your 4, and then we'll go back.
Okay, so while I was hoping I could have a little bit more time to figure out between the 5 and the 4,
I thought you were
but you know
going top
it's
5.
cool though. We'll bust it out. So I'm gonna say number 5. We're gonna come in with. Oh god, I'm gonna throw out an honorable mention for Skyrim, and I'm gonna
Oh,
say
that was my number one.
Yeah, that was
okay,
number one.
yeah. So I'm gonna say number 5 is Battlefield 3.
That's a good one.
I played that game a ton with good old Joe back when he actually used to talk to everyone. And, yeah, yeah, freaking Joe. I know.
I got into it late though.
Yeah.
I got into it with, like when Battlefield 4 came out, so I played Battlefield 4 a lot.
Yeah.
Which
No.
I thought was fun too.
God, I love it. I love that. Well, because I was like, oh, cool. I can get in a fucking helicopter and fuck shit up.
Speaking of which, I think the new Battlefield's free right now.
Is it really?
No, if you have EA access, you get like a 10-hour trial.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, but the game comes out on the 20th.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I played it though. I played like a little bit of it.
Is it Battlefield 1? Is that what it is?
No, it's Battlefield 5. 1 came out like 2 years ago.
That one's free.
It's really confusing.
Yeah, that one's free. Yeah,
need to
Battlefield
figure
1
it
is
out.
free right now if you have gold.
Confusing.
Okay. So so I'll say number 4 though is I'm probably gonna say Fallout New Vegas is my 4th favorite.
I've never played any Fallout
I've-
games. I have a
I've
really hard
played
time
it.
getting into like RPGs like that.
I've played Fallout games. I just can't. There's something about like the shooting. It's hard for me to get into
The,
them.
the shooting mechanics in New Vegas and Fallout 3 kind of suck.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 is better. I just didn't like Fallout 4 because of the story mode and all that stuff and the changes they made.
Yeah, I got
and
it.
how
I was
you
super
play it.
hyped for it,
But-
but then it was like okay.
Yeah, but they made the shooting mechanics way better. I mean, basically, when you play, it's like you either just go melee or you just only use VATS.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
just that's the only way you can play.
If you try to like actually shoot your,
I did it with sniping and I did fine,
That's
but
probably
it's
good trash.
yeah. But if you're
Just use
or
VATS
just
for
use
sniping.
shotguns. No, I didn't use VATS for sniping. I just
Oh.
literally just run around with a shotgun or somewhere where you can just
yeah.
But I was gonna say those two. That's my number 5 and 4.
All right, number 3.
Okay.
man.
What do I not get 5 and 4?
Are you contributing?
You just said you didn't play any video games. Do you want to do a top 3 so it'd be easier for you?
I thought about that, but I just thought about it when you were talking.
Okay, go
All right,
for it.
let's hear it.
Say
All
it
right,
then.
so number
Piss me
5,
off.
we got. Oh wow. We got a Madden 08
Oh my god.
The Vince Young edition.
Exactly what it
I
is.
think Zach just knows that.
I knew that.
I knew Madden 07 was Sean Alexander.
09
What
was
a great
Brett Favre.
entry.
10 was Paul Mullen for Joe.
Jesus Christ.
I can name like
Super
all the
fan.
Madden from like 02 to now.
Madden
I have the
Jeez.
05 Collector's Edition with
Ray
Ray
Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah, that's a good
PGA
one.
Oh my god, you guys are nerds.
Yeah, I got PGA Tour 2006 as Tiger Woods, and that's
I
all I
have
got.
PGA Tour 2013, and it's Tiger Woods and Ricky Fowler.
You said you
All
don't
right.
have Rory McIlroy.
Number
PGA
4.
Alright, so why is Madden 08 your...
Why? Yeah. Why is Madden 08 better
actually,
than all the
specifically
others?
for the Wii. as
The
well.
Wii.
The
Oh,
Wii.
I had that for the Wii.
That was the one
You
I had on the
just
Wii.
sling that shit.
I played that shit all the fucking time. You were running with Vince Young. You just
No,
fucking
me and
got
Blake
in
would play
game.
that on the Wii, and every one of our games would be like 80 to 80.
Exactly.
I would
Every
never
time.
beat him, though. I
'Cause you
finally
just-
beat him one game.
You just do like a
and then
deep run, and then you just throw it to that guy doing a streak, and then you get a touchdown like every time.
It was stupid. Alright, number
Alright,
4.
Number
Tyler.
4, we're going to come in with fucking Fortnite.
Fucking Fortnite. Number 4, same as Mason.
Number
Copycat.
4.
You
Wow.
haven't played Fortnite in like 6 months.
That's why it's number 4.
He just loves that minigun.
Jeez. He's played literally, Tyler, you've literally played 5 games in your life. Fortnite, you haven't played in 6
That's
months,
okay,
so it's
Blake.
number
It
4.
could be
Right.
his favorite.
Oh my gosh, no, we
Fourth
can't.
favorite?
You need to rearrange your list.
Oh,
I
I have it down there.
Okay, we've talked about it for a minute. So. I just, now that they were talking about that, I just remembered another honorable mention. Wii Sports.
Ooh, what about Wii Play Resort?
No,
Wii,
it's like
Wii
that.
Sports
Wii
is
Sports
classic.
Resort,
yeah,
Wii,
yeah.
just classic Wii Sports.
Wii Sports is a great game, honestly.
Dude, you
What
know
about
Wii
Smash
Sports is
Bros?
like, I think Wii Sports is the number 1 most sold video game of all
Well,
time.
because it
I
came
think
with
that's
every
sold
Wii.
with the
Yeah.
Wii, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, but
I got my
still.
Wii for free.
Wii for free. I like
Wii
that.
for free. I didn't know
Wii
Wii
for me.
Wii for free.
We for me, we for you, we for free, we for everyone.
For me. No, we did a fundraiser though, and we fucking won the final prize, which is the Nintendo.
So
Wii.
does everybody in this like podcast win raffles except for me?
Blake
Except
actually
for-
I've
wins
never
all the
won one
raffles.
either.
Yeah.
Blake's
Okay.
won more raffles than
Yeah.
anybody.
Should I go on about how many things I won from
I think
raffles?
Did you know-
Okay, no, just real quick though.
Tracy won
Side-
$1,000 from a cheese raffle once.
Okay. See,
Cheese raffle?
Yeah, she won
That's the best
$1,000.
kind.
That is
$1,000
that
from a
is the-
cheese
Like
raffle?
what the
No,
fuck?
that is the whitest thing I've ever heard.
There's a raffle for cheese out?
I don't know. I think
No,
the widest thing
Chiefs.
I've ever heard
The
is making a
Spokane
vlog
Chiefs.
on
Oh,
Disney
that's
Channel
a
original
Chiefs.
movies.
No.
the only time that I ever like so. We put in a raffle for my senior all-nighter, and I put in a bunch of tickets for this like laptop and stuff or whatever, and I put some stuff in some other ones. But when the laptop came up, I was like, "This is probably if I'm going to win one, this is going to be it." And I went to West Valley, so it's a pretty small. Like our graduating class was only 200, and so they're announcing who won, and they pull out the thing and they go Chayce, and I stood up, and then they said somebody else's last name, but I forgot that there was another kid in my class whose name was Chayce, and I was so pissed, and I lost, and I'm never gonna let it go.
At our senior all-nighter, I won an iPad because I'm cool.
I never win anything.
I got a bunch of free tickets and I won nothing.
So number 3 in my list is Skate 3 for the Xbox 360.
Are you doing this on purpose?
No, but that's
Number 4 is Fortnite. Number 3 is Skate.
no. I should have had Assassin's Creed 2 be number 2, and then Battlefield 1 be number 1.
What's
But-
number 2?
We literally
It's
all
not
beat
that-
you up
it's not
if
my
you did
turn.
that.
No, but yeah, Skate 3, Xbox 360.
Never played it.
Oh,
Do you even know how to
beautiful game.
skateboard?
I've seen it though.
I've
I know
landed
people,
a kickflip before. I can.
Thanks, cool guy.
I know a lot of people like it for the glitches, right?
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of
pretty
glitches
good,
in that
yeah.
game. No, it's super fun. I've beat every single aspect of that game. Yeah, I love Skate 3.
I just realized I made kind of a mistake with my list, and I forgot
Another
to
mistake.
include. I'm changing mine, and I'm putting Call of Duty 4 at number 4.
The remastered or the original?
No, the OG Call of Duty 4. Yeah.
World
So-
of War?
No, God, fuck off. This is a real conversation we're having, not with a child's opinion. So,
Jeez.
but my number 3 though is StarCraft 1 and 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
StarCraft,
Yeah.
Brood War.
Yeah, I fucking loved it.
I was on our last episode. Listen
Was
to
it?
our fucking podcast.
I would have known if I listened to your
That was
podcast.
my honorable mention.
Was it really?
Because I listed a bunch of PC games because I totally forgot about those, and that was one of them.
Oh, really?
I fucking love that
Dude,
game.
I
my goodness.
I still occasionally will go back and I will play StarCraft 2. So if you
What's
ever
your
want
favorite race?
Protoss.
What's really?
Yes.
That's pretty good. And what's your favorite race in the human world?
I don't see race. I am a lover of all people, but also
But white people.
I was gonna say probably black people because they create athletes.
Because they're not
You kicked
transparent.
the black person in your car, Chase. You sent it to the road in the cold of winter.
Because he was dealing drugs.
That doesn't matter.
No homo.
That's racist that you would assume that.
Oh my god.
I watched him. He had a bunch of drugs in his.
Maybe he's a
Hashtag-
chef and they were cooking mushrooms.
Hashtag me too.
God.
It was sauteed mushrooms in a bag.
Come on,
Calm
Chase.
down.
Yeah,
He's
You never
making
put
a
those
nice
on your
fillet.
burgers and
Yeah.
steaks?
that's my bad, guys.
Welcome to
So
the part 2.
Okay, what was your number 3?
number 3
StarCraft.
was StarCraft.
StarCraft.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
StarCraft 1 and 2.
Okay,
So.
Tyler.
I actually figured out an honorable mention first,
Oh, great.
which is going to be Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater
PS1.
4 is
How
the
could
best.
you think of Skate 3? Who would have brought that into your mind?
No, I said Pro Skater 3.
I don't fucking know.
I
Tony
said
Hawk's Pro
honorable
Skater
mention.
4 is
Tony
the
Hawk
best.
is totally different.
Yeah, that's not even the same shit. It's
Sorry,
for
none of my
PS1. God
skateboarder
damn.
games. Jeez.
All right, but
Like,
my number
guy.
3 game is going to be Black Ops 1 for the Xbox 360.
I appreciate that, especially because the main character's name is Mason in that game.
Oh.
Yeah, and it
Your
was
one
voiced by
claim to fame.
the gorgeous Sam Worthington.
All right, Mason, number 2.
The numbers, Mason. What are they?
Number 2. Let's
What are your numbers, Mason?
So number 2, this has been talked about on this podcast before. NFL Street for the GameCube.
Whoa, that was my number 2. We're the same. High five.
That was
High
terrible. That
White
was
people
hard.
high
That's like most of our
fiving.
ending
Why can't
podcast
run
high
it?
fives.
Yeah, NFL Street though is a perfect game.
Did you play OL and DL for like every team? most
Of course
the
I
time?
did.
Yeah.
What was the guy?
That football.
No, there was one guy who was always your QB.
He was for the
Randy
Dolphins.
Moss.
Yeah, he was the Dolphins.
No,
offensive
it's
line.
for the Dolphins. He was a white guy. What's his fucking name?
Dante Culpepper.
Jake Long.
No, it was
No,
like
it
Rudy.
was-
Rudy.
It was something Rudy. It was
Yeah.
Rudy something.
Yeah, that was funny.
Rudy,
so
that
good.
movie?
No, but the most overpowered video game character on
Randy
earth
Moss.
is Randy Moss in NFL Street.
He's so good.
Put him at quarterback.
What about a fucking running back?
Literally put Randy Moss in
Receiver.
any position and he's gonna win you the game. He's,
100 catching, 100 speed, 100 tackling. Who the fuck cares?
dude, you know
It's
Randy Moss? Randy
Moss.
Moss had 0 tackling in that game. It was just because he ran so fast.
Yeah, you force
So much
fumbles
Then if you
into
did a
him.
power tackle, it's like a force fumble because he hits you at like 1,000 miles an hour. But yeah, dude, NFL Street was awesome. We used to I remember Brady and I would play 2-player NFL Street campaign all the way through all the
Yeah,
challenges
we did
and everything.
tournaments too.
Yeah, but by the time you're
So
done
fun.
with the game, your custom team that you've made is just insane. So we had
Better than the Legends.
yeah, so I would play QB and Brady would play running back, and our QB was also our starting linebacker, so he'd be max throwing, max tackling, max speed, and then the running back was max run power, max carrying, max speed, and we were just unstoppable, and we had so much fun.
Did you play NBA Street also?
I had
God damn
NBA
it.
Street V2.
That was the best one.
Yeah, but the problem was I had it for my Xbox, the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
And at the time, I also had a GameCube, and all the games that I liked playing were on my GameCube.
So you didn't really play.
So I didn't really play when I played my Xbox. I only really played.
Harry Potter.
No, I played Halo 2 1v1 on coagulation because
Really?
for some reason that's fun for people, the biggest map in the game. But yeah, I don't know. So I didn't play it very much. I just remember NBA Street V3 coming out and it had all the Mario characters.
Yeah,
and I was
that's so
really
fucking
confused.
stupid.
Do you? This is a good question. Do you wish that Xbox didn't have party chat, so you had to talk in lobbies like it used to be?
I mean, especially after
missed
the other
that
day
shit.
when I talked to Neat Teams.
Oh my god. We have so many fun stories of talking to fucking people on Halo. We can say that for part 3. We're
We're gonna
we're
record right
getting
now.
into part 2, honestly. But
the trilogy.
But yeah,
I'd be down for a part 3. I'm ready to.
it's 11:30.
We gotta finish our
I was gonna
video.
say,
I have class tomorrow.
Some of us have jobs.
I don't work at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
But yeah,
I do.
so that's
You
my
would.
number 2. NFL Street.
Okay, did you ever say your number 3, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was an honorable mention.
I said honorable mention, and I heard
Black Ops
number
1.
3 of Black Ops 1.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that. Okay.
Chase, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is Gears of War 2.
That's
a good
Gears
one.
of War.
Gears of
I
War.
tried it a couple times.
It's
I
because you
love-
fucking suck, that's why.
I love Gears.
Get
Okay,
wrecked, pussy.
let's see all the games that Mason has played that are in third person. Fortnite sucks.
Halo.
Gears of War. What?
Halo's in third person. No, it's not.
Okay, you know what?
My number one all-time game is in third person. I haven't got there yet.
Oh, plot twist. Okay.
No
Fortnite. It took the first and fourth position. So yeah, no, Gears of War 2.
It's not called First Night.
It's no.
I am ending the podcast now.
We're cutting that out. Come on, Chayce.
No, we're not.
So shout out to Zach for his insane editing powers for this episode.
Cut
Fuck
this down
that.
It's going to be 10 minutes long at the end.
So yeah, I don't know. Gears of War. I used to actually hate. I did not like Gears of War 2 at first when it first came out because I was so used to playing Gears of War 1 and I liked Gears of War 1. And then there was a couple small things that they changed and it just pissed me off. And so I was like, God, this game
Did
sucks.
you play the remake? The
Uh,
Ultimate Edition of Gears of War?
I don't think so. No.
It was really good.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I did not like Gears of War 3 and Judgment Day. I did not like
Gears
those
of War
ones.
3 was good. I didn't really like Judgment too much.
I did. Well, I judged it mostly off of online, but the problem was online. All people did was just run around with
Mine
the
was
fucking
mostly
Lancer.
campaign.
All they did was run around with the Lancer, which, like, if you play it online, it's weird because, like, how you're good, it seems like in third-person games is how good you are with a shotgun. And every other game, if you use a shotgun, like, okay, good for you.
Well, all
use
the
a fucking
shotgun's
shotgun.
like random anyway most of the time.
Yeah, so like if you're good with the shotgun in Gears of War, that's how you know somebody's actually good at the game.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I didn't really like those two, but Gears of War 2, I got back into it and was like, man, this game's actually pretty cool. And I wasted a ton of time playing that game. Too much time.
Did you know that Gears of War is made by the same company that makes Fortnite?
Yes, it is epic.
Except it's like a totally different team though.
Oh, really?
Everyone that made Gears of War is now making the new Gears of War called the Coalition is their new team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like a whole different team that made Fortnite compared to Gears of War now. Like everyone that's made Gears of War 3 is basically making Gears of War 4 and 5.
Well, how about they get the people that make Gears of War 1 and 2 make it? Because they suck.
They had Cliff Bleszinski made like a different game that was like an Overwatch clone called The Lawbreakers that failed.
Oh.
So that's basically all he's done. And then he said he's quitting gaming. So yeah.
You fail one time and you're like, I'm going to quit.
Yeah, basically everyone, like most of the people that made the old Gears are still making Gears.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, my number 2. I'm gonna be cliche, just like Chayce was. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the Xbox 360.
God.
Yeah, no,
That
that's
was
it.
just craziness every time.
I was gonna say
That's my favorite COD, easily.
I think Call of Duty 4 is my favorite Call of Duty out of all of them, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a close
Every
second.
time you
That's
enter,
my favorite.
Every time you enter a game in MW2, you hear a chopper, like a helo in the background because there's so many kill streaks happening at
You're
once.
like, holy shit! You got AC-130s coming at you.
You enter a game and it's like 20 to 60 every time.
Yeah.
Teddy Bear Tower.
I never played Modern Warfare 2 really. The only
That was
Modern
my
Warfare 2
favorite.
experience
Did you-
I have was at Brady and Blake's house growing up.
Riot
playing on
Shields.
Riot Shields and throwing knives
Yo.
on Afghan.
Oh my
That's
god!
I
the
thought
only
I
game
thought
we
it was
ever
Riot
played.
Shields and Rust.
Fuck, it was
We played
what
smoke
did we
grenades
call
on
that?
Rust.
Michael
Myers.
Michael Myers. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. Yeah, did you guys ever do any of the elevator glitches?
Yes.
I'm surprised they didn't get banned from playing online because I cheated that game on another level because there was these things. Do you know what they are?
No.
So basically, what you do is there's certain portions in the map where you would have to go through and you'd have to get it absolutely perfectly, and then you'd have to uncrouch, crouch, uncrouch, and you have to do it in this perfect spot. But when you would uncrouch at one point, your guy would literally just raise up like an elevator, and you would just float up, and it would float you on top of the map. And it was basically you were on a glass ceiling, and you were, but you could shoot down through it.
But nobody could see.
But nobody. So if you're running Commando Pro, you could jump off the edge and just go as far as you wanted and hang outside the limits. But then you could if you had a sniper, you could just fucking snipe people, and then you could just keep on respawning out there too because you just put the respawner thing.
Yeah.
And you could just keep on chilling out there, and it was impossible to find people out there.
You're a dick.
Yeah, yes I am. And I did the same thing for Gears of War 2, because if you did the glitches right in that game, you could roll outside the maps, and then nobody could get you.
That's the
and
only way you're good at video games. You cheaty asshole.
Hey, everybody else could have cheated too. Unless you were the host, then you just couldn't cheat, because it wouldn't let you. But yeah.
All right, Tyler.
Mason,
It was
number
MW2.
1.
Okay, so
At number 1, are we at number 1?
Drum roll,
number
please.
1.
We're at Mason and Chase, the G What You Like to Know podcast, plus Tyler, their favorite games of all time. Brady has not contributed in about an hour.
I hope you say through this an hour and a half podcast.
Damn it.
Stop.
Yeah, we're gonna cut some of this out. It'll cut down to like 30
What are we
minutes.
at?
Almost an hour and a half.
Oh my god. Okay, so my number one all-time favorite video game. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
I was gonna say, wait for the next part. To listen to
Part
the-
3!
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never played it.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64.
I can't get into Zelda.
Not only is it my favorite game of all time, but it's America's favorite game of all time.
You're not a real American.
The
if you
number
don't like
one.
that.
Donald Trump loves Zelda. It's
Oh,
proven.
okay.
America's
game-
name.
Amazing.
Just like the Cowboys.
Start to
Just
finish.
love breaking pots and finding keys, you know?
Yep. Yep. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It is beautiful.
Sponsored by Jerry Jones.
What?
Yep.
America's team.
Shut up. All right. Well,
My-
that was a fun description. We went in depth for like 10 minutes for every game, but you're number one, not so much.
It doesn't need an
needs no
explanation.
words.
Yeah.
It's that good.
No words.
Mine is going to come to absolutely no surprise to anybody, but Halo 3 is
Yes!
by far,
Oh my god.
By far.
Finally.
Yeah.
by far the best game
Lock fingers.
of all time. Hand cuddles. But even Brady got excited back there. That was the most animated I've seen him all night.
But what's your favorite map on Halo 3?
High ground.
Ooh.
It is High Ground.
High ground.
No, it's not high ground.
Bitch.
Okay.
Nuketown.
Is it Snowbound?
Yeah, I loved it.
Hunker Down?
I love Heretic, actually, and Assembly are my two favorite.
Brady actually likes Heretic.
I am well aware. No, I'd probably say either I really like Pit.
Yes.
I really like Pit.
What's better, Pit or Pitfall?
Pit.
Halo 4 is better than Halo 3
Pit.
hot take.
Halo 4 sucks shit. Nobody can convince me
I
otherwise.
like how
Valhalla.
we played a
Valhalla,
Halo.
I like Valhalla a lot.
I'm
I
good
like how we
at
played a
Halo.
Halo 2 map that none of us had played on like yesterday. Or, like, 2 days
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah,
bizarre.
Gemini.
Gemini.
No, there was another game. I think you. Were you in it? There was another
It was
one.
It was a Halo 3 that you haven't played in a while.
Yeah, no,
Or
because
the
you guys
What
got
map was
off. I don't know.
It was
It was
the one where you take you take a lift and you like fly kind of this middle hovering area, and you're kind of like above
Yeah,
everything. It's
okay.
always like kind of like not really hallways, but it's just like
Is it
High.
Epitaph or like Ivory Tower or one of those?
it's not Ivory Tower.
Or
It
the
might be-
remake of Ivory Tower. Or whatever.
It's like it's really high. There's like 2 levels. There's like a second level where you kind of shoot down at people, and then other level, and then you can take this lift all the way to this like big higher level that you can shoot down at people.
I wonder if
and it's just floating there.
I wonder if I'd seen it. I might know, but
You
I
would
don't
know. You would know it because when we
Yeah, you
when
would
we
know
spawned in, I totally forgot about it because I haven't played it in like 7
Yeah,
years, and I was like,
I've played it recently,
Yeah.
so I knew what it was.
yeah, no, but that was wild.
Yeah, just
So
look up Halo 3 maps and just
Yeah.
see, yeah.
yeah,
Keep
All right.
talking while I find
so
All right, Tyler.
yeah, take it away.
Tyler. Oh god.
What's your favorite game of all
Oh
time?
my god. All right. It's actually a toss up between 2 of them.
Well, then
Really?
you can't do that.
I have to.
Fine.
Oh, skip.
We're in on Blake Moore over here.
What?
He's a little distracted.
What's your number one
this.
game?
We're listening.
Oh, I said
We're
it's a
trying to
toss
find-
up between NBA Street Volume 2 and
Oh, what? Seriously?
for the PS2
Okay.
and
fuck.
Need for Speed Most Wanted, also for the PS2.
I thought that would be your number one by a
I've
mile.
played a little bit of Need for Speed. I played a lot of NBA Street though. I'm not even like a big NBA fan, but I still like that game a lot.
I played neither. So
I had never even like heard of Need for Speed Most Wanted, and then
That's
I moved
like-
in with
Oh, I
Tyler,
pl- I
and then
played-
he's
yeah.
sitting in our living room playing Need for Speed Most Wanted on his PS2, and I'm like, what is happening? What is
That,
this
that
game?
game's like a classic to a lot of people.
It's so fucking
yeah.
good.
That game's
I
still, like,
lied. I played it over at my neighbor's house a lot when I was in like 8th grade, and I was like, "This game's
that
fucking
game's
sick."
so expensive. Like I was thinking about getting it just to have it, and it's still like $30 or $40.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah, it's
Just
it's
borrow it
expensive.
from him.
All right, so we're gonna play Halo now.
I actually just came up with another honorable mention, just because I want to get
Yeah,
talking
go
about
for
this.
it.
Pokemon Fire Red.
Oh, I didn't even think about
I-
Pokemon.
I-
Fuck.
I've
I-
never played any Pokemon.
I'm not even
game
gonna
ever.
go in.
Same here.
Yeah.
I
So I have
right.
no
It
idea.
was Epitaph.
I'm not even gonna go into this because like I played way too much Pokemon.
I
on
never
the Game Boy and
played it.
DS.
Hey, can we talk about that phase when everybody was playing Pokemon Go?
Yeah, I played it for a week.
I did not play, and everyone was like, "Hey, just come play Pokemon Go, and we
I
can
played it for the
capture
longest
gyms and
time.
shit."
It's fun.
I
But
played it
I
at
never
Riverfront
drove to
Park.
Grand Coulee to to go play Pokemon.
I drove an hour and a half to capture this damn Pikachu.
This is Charmander.
Oh my god.
They're gonna Charmeleon.
And that was kind of fun though when everybody's at like the Riverfront.
It was
Park.
Yeah, I used to go down to a lot.
I was.
back in
I
that
think
time.
TJ was there. I think Tegan might have been there.
Probably. I felt the most safe downtown when everyone's playing Pokemon.
Yeah, there were
Go.
so many people there like midnight on like a random weekday just playing.
It
I
was
just
the-
remember going
the
out to that,
dweebs
like,
against the tweakers.
I remember going out to Canada Island, like right on the
Yeah.
river there, and there's a sign that says Canada Island, and somebody had pasted like the Pokemon logo.
Oh, I
over
remember
Canada.
seeing that, yeah.
So it says Pokemon Island, and there's literally just like shoulder to shoulder, like 100 people.
I just remember there was
standing
a part in Riverfront Park where people were just like playing Pokemon music and just like going crazy and like doing like dancing in the middle.
So sick. Dude.
Yeah.
Jeez. Want to hear the saddest thing about Pokemon is I've never beaten a Pokemon game.
What?
I've never even played one besides.
Yeah,
Pokemon
I was gonna
Go.
say I've never played one
I
either.
played it for because so like I said in the last episode, how Brady's friends were always 2 years older than me. They would always start playing their Pokemon games like a week before I did, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are playing Pokemon? I'll get back into it too." So I started playing it, and then by the time they beat it, I would be like, "Oh," and then they would stop playing it. And I was like, "Oh, well, I don't want to play anymore. I just want to talk to you guys about Pokemon." And then the farthest I've ever
Brady
gone,
is so pissed in the background right now.
the farthest I ever got was to the Final Four, and my team was just
The
complete
Elite
dog
Four,
shit.
thank you.
The Elite Four. So the farthest I ever got was to
I'm
the
gonna
Elite
leave
Four,
now.
and my team sucked. And I was like, well, I don't want to spend fucking like a week to make my team good enough to beat the Elite Four. So I'm just
Dude,
gonna
you
quit.
can do it in a fucking day for alligator.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't leave because wait, come back. One of my fondest Pokemon memories was
There's so many memories. Yeah, I can
Tyler playing like Pokemon Silver on his phone on an emulator with like 200% speed, and he beat Pokemon Silver in one sitting on the couch in my basement with a level 100 for alligator and nothing else.
Welcome back. We ran out of time because we were talking for too long. So we're gonna end this part 2 on a cliffhanger. I don't know what we were talking about earlier.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. So yeah, thanks for listening. I'm really sorry if it was very uncoordinated. I guess we had a lot of people in the audience.
It's our longest episode yet.
It's fucking 2.5 hours of straight talking. I'm a little burnt out right now. I'm also a little tipsy. So yeah, so we'll end right here. We're gonna high five and thank you for listening. We're gonna put our hands up, get ready to high five. But thank you for listening to the Deep Thoughts podcast, and keep listening in the future. And let us know what you think in the comments. Send us some money in the PO box. But my forearm's getting tired.
Grab those shovels.
But all right, so this is part 2 of episode 14, episode 15. All right, Deep Thoughts podcast.
Yeah!
Woo!